Come on. Welcome, everybody. SFMF Live Wednesday night. It is Wednesday night, Thanksgiving Day Eve. Man, I can't wait till tomorrow and just eat all day long. I'm going to go to the gym first. I am, yes, everyone. We're getting up early. We're going to the gym so we can eat the rest of the day. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Good evening. Jake Awesome, first one on the docket. Good to see you, brother. How's everything, Jake? And what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Don't tell us yet. Wait till some more people get here. That's the number one question of the night. What's everyone doing for Thanksgiving? Ray, what's up, Ray from Queens? Carl Green is here in the house. Carl Green with the wrench. Should be a hammer. Good to see you, Carl. Thanks for being here. Anonymous One is here. Happy pre-turkey day. That's what it is. Can't wait. Randall Knapp is here. What's up, Randy? Lay Cookie, the sand dunes. Not in the sand dunes. Watch it. Can you watch it? Did anybody live stream any of that, Lay Cookie? Don't know. And it's Thanksgiving Eve. Jay Daly, PT in the morning and feast the rest of the day. That's what I'm doing. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to get up, not eat breakfast, go to the gym, maybe a little treadmill, maybe a little sauna, and then eat the rest of the day. Eat, nap, eat, nap.
Rinse, repeat.
Yep, rinse, repeat. Play a little cornhole in the backyard. We just got some new cornhole boards. Gonna decorate them. What should we put on our cornhole boards? We bought plain ones so we can decorate them. What logo should we put on the cornhole board? Mark Hankins is here. What's up, Mark? Semper Fi to the Cece family. Bryce Wilborg, fourth thumb. Happy Thanksgiving. Adam Kelly, thankful for my Cowboys. I didn't watch it because I'm not a Cowboy fan, but wow, what a close one. I early in the game, I happened to walk by the TV, and I was like, oh, yeah, Cowboys are getting beat again. They came back and won. Good on you, Cowboy fans. JTB, happy Thanksgiving. JT, hang out because so we're going to talk about boot camp graduation here in a little bit. We just went to one yesterday on a Tuesday. Yes, there was a boot camp graduation on a Tuesday. Because of Thanksgiving. Yes, the Marine Corps is getting soft. I think they should have spent Thanksgiving in boot camp Thursday, then graduated Friday. I don't know what's going on. It's for the family.
Or an extra week, maybe.
Or add a whole another week, or they could have graduated a week early. They graduated on a Tuesday, but it was one of the best graduations, to be honest, and we'll talk about why here in a little bit. Jake Austin said, put an Eagle Globe and anchor on it. They're on the cornhole board. That's a good idea. Carl Green, motivated. Randall Knapp. My first Thanksgiving as a Marine, I took a bus ride to my uncle's. The next year at Texas, I went to the platoon sergeant's house. Awesome. We did that one year too, remember? A couple of us families went to our platoon sergeant's house. He was a little kooky, but it was cool. JTB Cornell, 1st Marine Division in one hole, and 2nd Marine Division, 2nd hole. I like it. That's good. I was never in 2nd Mar Div. I could represent, though. I was 1st and 3rd. We'll put 2nd on there. Ideas. We're coming up with ideas because, the producer makes a shirt, so we can make the logo that we put on there. We'll debut them because we want to do it tonight to have the cornhole boards ready for tomorrow. Good deal. We got a great deal on them. I don't know how much, but they're cheap plain. We had bought them plain so we could decorate them. All right, John McJunkin, good Wednesday evening, everybody here. Madam Producer, Sergeant Cece, Cadet Cece, Kimi Cocoa Puffs, Annie Benani Cece, family and friends, SFMF family, happy pre-Thanksgiving Day. May God bless all of you with a good meal. John McJunkin, we want to know what you're doing for Thanksgiving. I'm positive you got something very cool planned for your crew. We're cooking here, too, by the way. Small party, but we're cooking here. Carl Green says, put Chesty the Bulldog. Chesty the Bulldog. So we just met, what was his name?
The little bulldog.
Yeah, Bulldog yesterday, a new one. PFC was in Delta. He's looking pretty sharp. Had some Irish pennants, but he was looking sharp. He was named after a general, a different general. Someone, I don't remember. From the producer, howdy y'all. Happy Turkey Day Eve. Adam East, what's up, guys? Praying for the 2 guardsmen in D.C. Man, I was getting ready for the show. This producer came and told me, did you hear 2 guardsmen got shot? No, I did not. And so obviously I've been following up, or they're in critical condition. Anyone, if you have updates on that, please let us know. Praying for them, 100% praying for them. Should have never happened. I know I'm an actual, all right, good for you. Hang out here, we'll get you off it. Randy, the next year with Puerto Rican Marines, amazing, at Gitmo. Then we hosted Marines for the next 3 years. That's awesome. Celebrating Thanksgiving, and we talked to Bala Smetty earlier today. His family doesn't celebrate. It's an American holiday. They're not from America. They're legal though. But how cool is that to share a Thanksgiving celebration like that with families who don't normally do it? That's awesome. JTB, Pendleton symbol on one and Lejeune on the other. Pretty good idea. But we don't want to leave like Okinawa out. It's hard because there's only 2 boards. So one could be 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Air Wing Division. I don't know. We're more ideas. Everyone, those random things keep popping up. We want to know, what should we decorate our new cornhole boards with? We bought plain ones. All right. I know you're 1 comment away from being banned. I'm positive. Max, Doubt Beast UK. It's called Erica Marching Song. It will play through on smart speaker. Need a review. New song. Very patriotic. Need a promo. We'll pay $50. Oh, are you looking for someone to make a song for you? Hunter Collins, and we're back. Good to see you, bud. Thanks for coming back. Randall Knapp, that's for the guardsmen. I'm with you, praying. Freedoms, quadruple 7s. Is that 4? Quad, yep. God bless SFMF. Keep it rolling and prayers up. Amen, brother. Freedoms. I can't read that one. I'm telling you, last shot. I know this is your last shot. Be for real. Read the room, buddy.
How about I just block you?
Yeah. Again, if you read the room, go somewhere who plays those games. We don't. One of the 2 was allegedly hit in the head. Man, that's one of the witness statements said it looked like they were doing CPR on him right away. So I'm sure that one's in more critical condition than the other. Man. Carl Green, coming out strong. Turkey fun. Amen, bro. I've been shopping all week for that baby. I can't wait. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Happy Thanksgiving. God bless you. JTB, I'm sure it is. AT. All right. Utley's here. What's up, Utley? Good to see you. All right. John McJunkin here at the OFK. That's what they're doing at the OFK right here. Everyone has a day off with pay and free pre-cooked meals from our restaurant. Our restaurant made hot meals to be handed out free to homeless vets, individuals, and families. God bless you. John McJunkin and crew at the OFK. Truly amazing, brother. That's what Thanksgiving is all about. And they didn't talk enough about it on Sunday because that's what the pastor, Thanksgiving, a time for thanks. Celebrate, be with family, enjoy food, but give thanks for people like John McJunkin and his crew. Amazing. Been on many throughout the years with the Marine Corps volunteering to hand free plates out, just whatever, however you can. All right. Hunter Collins, please like the stream. Like and subscribe, everyone. I think we got to like 99 on Sunday. Let's get to 100 today. Yeah. Thanks, Carl. Turkey fun or maybe sweet potato pie fun. Happy Thanksgiving. All right. It is the day before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I'm going to say throughout, this is a great season. The whole Cece clan is not together this time, but for operational commitments, meaning work or school. USMC Cece is in school, can't get away. Cece number 2 that you haven't met face to face yet in Hawaii can't leave. So we have the other. The rest of us are here. We're going to tear it up tomorrow. PT first thing in the morning. Get up early, PT. I think I'm going to do treadmill, sauna, not eat until we start eating turkey because I'm going to tear that baby up. Like a buffet tail. I'm just going to keep going back and back and back. Lasso 0300, stand up. Hurrah. Oh, can we vote here? Can I vote? We got a new blank cornhole boards. What should we put on it? We're going to make our own design to put on it. That's why we bought blank, and it was cheaper. We're going to design them ourselves. What should we put on it? Eagle Globe and Anchor, USMC logo, SFMF, or blue background with red blood stripe. That's a recruiter. So if we're going to do that, you couldn't put khaki and tan for like the drill instructor ribbon? I'm going to vote. Eagle and Anchors leading the way. All right, John McJohn said, through my crew, we'll be off tomorrow. The Gunny and a few good hard chargers are volunteering to help hand out the hot meals with me. Amen. God bless you guys. Mike says his son is at ITB Camp Pendleton. I'm glad they have the Adopt a Marine program for Thanksgiving. Talking about it, Randy has done it before. We've done it before. That's awesome. Again, very, very generous people out there want to take care of our veterans. Amen. Gunn says, don't stay up too long. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. Amen. PT first. Randy, I'm telling you. How you feel, Randy, by the way? I know you've been doing some PT. I know you're not 100% yet, but hopefully you're feeling better. Mirko Funk, maybe today, but tomorrow I'm all carbs. Tomorrow is bulking season, so I'm going to bulk up as much as I can tomorrow. James Gregerson, good to see you, my brother. Been a long time. James, what's up, James? Where you at? What are you doing now? Happy Thanksgiving Eve tomorrow. Get after it. Collins, I have another buddy who's actually getting back in, but they apparently are downsizing 0621s to make room for digital comms. Wow. I believe that. Today's technology, but glad he's able to get back in. It's hard to get back in. We've talked about that a little bit. Calm. Mirko Funk, amen. God bless. Christian. Collins, best of luck to your son, Mike. Yes, at ITB. Tell him get after it. Jeremy. Father Service 12-5-225. Findlay, New York. Veteran Cemetery. All service members welcome. Amen. God bless. Semper Fi Brandon. What's your advice on how to become more muscular? Mirko Funk. How do you become more muscular? If you're young, every young man wants to get huge, cut, and strong all at the same time. You can't really do all three. So know that going into it. If you want to be huge, you got to bulk up first, meaning eat tons, work out heavy, heavy, heavy. And then once you're at a pretty good weight that you want to be, then you start cutting it up by low weight, high reps. That's when it becomes a cardio workout. So protein, plenty of natural protein. If you're young, you don't need supplements yet and you're in your 20s or so. Then you can if you're not eating right. Unnecessary, don't waste your money. But you got to hit the gym. No days off. No days off. Every single day. My rest day is actually my carb and ab day. Right? So no days off. Because days off happens. They happen when you don't really plan on it. So if you plan a day off and then the next day something happens, you can't work out. Now you just had 2 wasted days. No days off. All right. Utley says, maybe one being the Eagle Globe and Anchor on one, SFMF on the other for the cornhole. Hit both of them. I like that. That's a good idea. James Gregerson, working at Bangor Naval Base as a civilian now. Very cool. Bangor, Maine. Remember we went through there after Desert Storm the first time? Bangor, Maine. Very cool. Good to see you, James. Thanks for being here, brother. And when did you get out? Randall did some PT, physical therapy. Man, I had a brain. Physical therapy. A bit early this evening. It gets dark early in Idaho this time of year, but also to hop on timely here. All right, I love PT. The chairman of the board, Sergeant Major, are you ready to see those Aggies saw varsity's horns off Friday night? You know that's right. I can't, man, that's going to be a great game. Wish it was at home, but still, even better to go in TU's home stadium and saw them horns off. All right. No, you say TU. The real name is UT. You say TU. Just more disrespect. Love it. Brandon, what's everyone's favorite duty station? That's a good question, Brandon. Put it on here. In the crowd, please put that. That's a great question. I've done a short on it once or twice. What is your favorite duty station?
They said Bangor's in Seattle.
Oh, Bangor, Washington State. Oh, somebody's asking. What's up, Stoner Bob? We talked about you a little earlier. What kind of special meals did you like Thanksgiving as a cook, Bob? Did you like cooking the Thanksgiving meal for the men and women, the service members? JTB says it's in Washington State. Bangor, Maine. I have heard of Bangor, Washington. Bangor, Maine sticks out because that was my first deployment coming back, very first time being welcomed by Americans. It was amazing. Randall says cardio is easier on younger bones and it gives you a better discipline to do the other workouts, but to maintain the cardio, you got to. Marco, Jesus Christ loves you and he died on the cross for you and for you, brother. Amen. Good for you. Good for me. Bangor submarine base near Seattle. That's pretty cool. Sub base. I always wanted to be a door gunner for a submarine. Who did I tell that to? I just told that to somebody. They're like, well, I didn't really. I said, no, don't fall for the trap. He's like, oh, you got me. Right? Chairman of the board says, you always say TU. Producer, I got her. I'll keep her in check. TU. And lowercase TU. Right. 94 to 2014. Good on you, James. Congratulations, brother. Utley?
TU?
Where'd Utley? Where you at? Utley, you didn't go to TU, did you? Hook 'em. At least we ain't tech fans. No. Whew, close one. Pendleton is lit. Mr. Perk, Korea? Sure. Hanson for me. Love some Okinawa. Who did too, man? I was at Hanson for 5 years. In Hanson. 5 years, yeah. And then one at Kinzer.
2 at Kinzer, wasn't it? The last 2 years.
About 18 months. Yeah, most of our time in Hanson. My first time as a young Marine was Camp Hanson. And then went back with family, stayed there 3 years, did at Ipcot, stayed 3 more years. I got promoted. They moved me to Kinzer. Here you go, from a cook, everyone. Stoner Bob says, absolutely loved cooking Thanksgiving meal. I had a great time serving my family of Marines. Awesome. JTB, JEU is Utley. Randall Knapp, Randy says, Gitmo for me, but I haven't been many places for longer than schools. I was at Gitmo for years. I have been to DLI in Texas, Defense Language Institute. 3rd CEB, Camp Hanson. There it is. Lay Cookie. Love 3rd CEB. Carl Green, favorite duty station, Kaneohe Bay, Marine Corps Base. Marine Corps Air Station, McCass. Used to be called McCaff. Anyone here been to the air station in Hawaii when it was called McCaff, Marine Corps Air Facility? Jay Dilly says McCass New River, HNHS, best duty station. User, hang out for a little bit and check this out. This is an awesome community of like-minded people. Right now we're talking about Thanksgiving, and someone asked a question about what's the best duty station for Marines, and our crew is chiming in. Brother Ken, Semper Fi. I never been there, but got my degree from Texas Tech. Hanson really was a great time. I loved Camp Hanson. It was away from the flagpole, is what people like to say. You're away from everyone. They kind of leave you alone up there. And then above Hanson, even further away from everybody, Schwab. Schwab's good now. 9th ESB, Hanson. Did a couple years over there, JT. You were there 95, 96. I was there like 2002 to 3 to 4, ESB. 99, 2000, 2001, I was at the academy. So 2001, 2, and then 3 is when they moved me down to Kinzer. Free one, get some. Brandon, Kinzer was cool too. Short ride to Gate 2 Street. Kinzer was cool. I liked being down there as well. It was a completely different side of the island, different than northern Okinawa. Brandon, good on you. Kinzer was a good place to be. Random Knapp, anywhere in California. Careful though if you ask for California. If you're asking that so you can ask for a duty station, I think it was when I got promoted to first sergeant. I say the monitor asked me where you want to go. I said California. He said good to go. 29 palms. Congratulations. I was like, no. I didn't mean that California. I meant Camp Pendleton, California. So be specific. DLI Monterey. Beautiful duty station. Never been stationed there, but what a beautiful place to be. Utley. No, I didn't go to UT, but was a fan for years. I'm telling you, we're now in the college game only because of Annie Benani, but man, what a rivalry that is between TU and the Aggies. It's going to be an amazing game Saturday. It's an early game. Rappelserb, do you know about the 101st Airborne? Just the stories I hear, people I've talked to. I met some soldiers from the 101st. Seem pretty bad mamma jammas. 9th Motor T. 9th Motor T, is that Okinawa also? Owens, drinking a beer in the barracks. As long as you're 21, get after it. Vote. We got 40 votes so far. Pull up the poll. Can they pull up the poll anytime they want? They click on that box. Let me see. I'm going to click on it. Oh, yeah. Eagle Globe and Anchor is still in the lead for our new cornhole boards. Let us know what you think. Colonel Olds, shout out to VMFA 323, the Snakes, this Thanksgiving. 323, is that? Oh, am I? Is that Hawaii? All right, I'm going to scroll down, so sorry, everyone. Look at Banani DeVito's here. Howdy. From Random Knapp, best duty station depends on your own experience and how you are treated. Depends on what you are doing there, MOS, deployment, school, etc. Leadership has a lot to do with it. Here's what I'll tell you. If you were asking that again for your duty station, where you want to ask for your first duty station, do not judge the Marine Corps off your first duty station, no matter what geographical location you're in. Don't judge the Marine Corps, even if it's the best experience you've ever had. It's going to be different from unit to unit, from geographic location to geographic location, and leadership to leadership. Just don't judge it off your first duty station. A lot of times that's what happens. First termers, it sucks. My platoon sergeant sucks. CO, everybody in my unit sucks. I hate the Marine Corps. They get out. Then they realize, oh man, that CO rotated. That staff sergeant rotated. Somebody else came in and he's the best platoon sergeant in the world. I wish I wouldn't have gotten out. Leaders come and go. You come and go to different duty stations. So don't Don't make a decision off your first duty station. All right. We're all together at 7th ESB around 95, 97. Rhodes, Hardy, Quintana, all there at the same times. James Gregerson, man, what a good time. Rhodes. Boy, I got some stories to tell you about Rhodes. If anyone's ever told me about or heard me tell a story about this Marine that had a no cover chit. Y'all remember Rhodes had a no cover chit for whatever reason, how he shenagled that one. I don't know, shenagled. I just made that up, but he got a no cover chit, and we used to walk from the H barracks to the open squad bay to the company office. It was 5-6 minute walk, 10-minute walk. He did it like 30 times that day just because he had a no cover chit. He did it with no cover just so people say, "Hey, Marine, get a cover on that head." And he just pulled out his chit. Yes, he was that kind of Marine. All right. Masked Man. Just got promoted to Lance Corporal in MCGRTC. Get after it. Keep going. Aztec Hulk is here. What's up? Chesty got to be on that pole. Chesty, how can you not put Chesty on your cornhole boards? For real. Vic C, leadership is everything. I'm telling you, leadership in and out of the service, it is. Everything is a leadership problem or solution. Good leaders have good units have great leaders. Bad leaders have bad units have bad leaders. So there's no bad units in the Marine Corps. There's only bad leadership. Same in the civilian community. I learned the hard way. No bad units, no bad industries, no bad organizations. There's only bad leadership. All right. Utley says, my first duty station was security forces in Georgia. When I was being transferred, I asked for anywhere other than the East Coast. Guess who got sent to the East Coast? What? I'm still behind? Not according to this. Rappelling off the third deck with bootlaces gets on. I don't know if we can tell those stories yet, James, but yes. Hunter Collins, what made you choose first sergeant over master sergeant? Am I caught up? Great question. Because again, I get a lot of comments on that short. If you haven't seen it, it's close to 3 million. So please watch it if you haven't. Let's try and get to 3 million. The difference between a master gunnery sergeant and a sergeant major. I knew, who asked that? Hunter Collins. I knew early in my career I wanted to be a first sergeant, like early as a sergeant. And it's because of the difference. One, I didn't love the engineer community. I take that back.
Or
The what?
you said you love the community?
The engineer community. Well, I mean, no, I love the community. I just didn't like the job. No, that's not true either. I just get bored really quick.
There you go.
So, yeah, bingo. It was me.
Community.
It wasn't the MOS or the community because I love blowing stuff up, right? Construction and destruction. I was much better at the destruction than I was the construction as lay cook. Was never a great engineer. I loved what they did and what they stand for. Engineers lead the way, backbone of the Corps, ever. But I couldn't see myself. Once I decided I was going to stay in for 20 plus, I knew I couldn't stay in one MOS, even though engineers, division and group are completely different engineers. And then the air wing engineers are even different. So even that wasn't enough for me to sit still in the engineer community. So I knew I wanted to be a first sergeant so I could move around from MOS to MOS, infantry, back, air wing, go anywhere as a first sergeant. And I can focus 100% on the Marines, taking care of Marines. That's why I wanted to be a first sergeant I'm telling you, I think it was when I got re-greened in DI school. And then I was a drill instructor. That changed my whole outlook on the Marine Corps. Period, just being a drill instructor. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit because we just went to graduation yesterday. And I knew I wanted to be able to affect more Marines. Not that master sergeants don't, but their number one focus is the MOS. So Motor T, Master Sergeant, knows the ins and outs, everything there is he needs to know about the Motor T community. So can't spend as much time on the Marine aspect of the organization. Pay, liberty, discipline, punishments, married Marines, single Marines, all those things Marine related. And a first sergeant can focus on that because he's not worried about the MOS. That's why they put first sergeants in an MOS, typically that they're a community they did not come from. For that reason, I'm telling you, it's a great system. 250 years we've been doing it, and it's working perfect. The first sergeant, yes, he is. Someone said he's not the senior enlisted advisor to the commander. Yes, he is. Senior enlisted advisor to the commander on all things Marine related. Pay, liberty, morale, discipline, welfare. The master sergeant is a senior enlisted advisor to the commander on all things MOS related. So tactical, administrative. Boom, it's a beautiful system. So again, I knew I didn't want to stay in one community for 20 or 30 years. The main reason. All right. Sounds like being a cook. We're all going also. Oh, you're talking about something else. Adam East, what's your question, brother?
Where have you been as a first sergeant, sergeant major?
Great question. Where did I go as a first sergeant and sergeant major? So I never went back to the engineer community, not by choice, the needs of the Corps. But I did put in for my very first duty station as a first sergeant was in Okinawa. Remember, I spent my whole time on Camp Hansen, the academy, 9th ESB. And even then, my first sergeant and sergeant major were setting me up for first sergeant. I was a gunny. That's that critical point as a gunnery sergeant. What route is the Marine Corps going to send you? You don't get to choose. You can request, but you don't get to choose. People get that confused. You put on your fitness report F for first sergeant or M for master sergeant. Still, ultimately, the Marine Corps decides. So what helped me get first sergeant was my sergeant major made me a company gunny in 9th ESB. Alpha Company, 9th ESB. I don't know who he told, probably my first sergeant said, don't put him in a platoon, make him the company gunny. Gives me the well-roundedness of the administrative side. My first sergeant made me do NJPs, the UPBs for an NJP. If you know, you know. I had to do all, I held all the formations. I led the hikes. I did everything as a first sergeant. As a company gunny, I did the first sergeant's job. And I did that for a few months. Then he sent me to bulk fuel company, not in my MOS. So my fitness report was company gunnery sergeant for bulk fuel, not in his MOS. That was setting me up to get first sergeant and not master sergeant. And then I did my last 12 months in 9th ESB as H&S company gunnery sergeant. Again, doing first sergeant stuff. So luckily, the stars aligned. I got promoted to first sergeant. They sent me, my first duty station was motor T maintenance, or GSM, general support maintenance. And back then it was called 3rd MLG, Marine Logistics Group. 9 companies. They're based out of Kinser. I went down to Kinser with a motor T general support maintenance company. All mechanics. Had no idea what they were doing. Not important because I had master sergeants, master gunnery sergeants, and chief warrant officers who handled the technical aspect of that MOS in that company. Myself and the CO was a chief warrant officer 3, P. Diddy. I think he's been on here before. Him and I handled all 3 things Marine related. So it was interesting. It was very good. I learned a lot. Those guys are amazing mechanics. I'm telling you, they can turn this can into a Humvee part, a bolt and nuts. I don't know how they do it, but they're amazing. Went straight from there to 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines, who I'm going to talk about here in a little bit because we just went to their ball. Infantry unit. Again, I'm an engineer. I went to motor T. From there, I went to the infantry as a first sergeant. Beautiful being able to, for me anyway, being able to go to different MOSs. The MOS didn't matter. Leadership mattered. From there, from 2-5, I actually got selected. Like short 3 years later, I got selected for a sergeant major. My first duty as a sergeant major, the air wing. Know nothing about the air wing except that I liked when they would come pick 2-5 up and get us out of a fight. So that was interesting. Learned a lot. Made me a much more rounded, because I had spent my whole life on the ground side, combat arms ground side. So to go to the air wing, and not only the air wing, I didn't go to a squadron. I went to the air station, right, as a station sergeant major, boot sergeant major. Didn't know what I was doing. My very first formation, after I introduced myself to everybody, met all the pilots, the mechanics. We had air traffic controllers, half were Navy air traffic controllers. I had a counterpart, a senior chief. Telling you, all new stuff to me. First thing I want to do is have a formation. Tomorrow morning, formation, all hands, PT 0530, boots and utes, bring weapons. Luckily, I had a good master sergeant there. I said, hey, Sergeant Major, let me talk to you for a minute. First of all, we don't have weapons. We have to temp loan them, and it takes more than 12 hours to make that happen. So you won't have weapons tomorrow. And by the way, you're only going to have half of the air station. I'm like, no, BS. I want everybody out here right now. He's like, look, no disrespect, but it's not going to happen. You have pilots that are on crew rest, mechanics that are on day rest, crew rest, all regulated by the FAA. You can't supersede that. You're not in the infantry anymore. You're in the air wing. So surprise, surprise, you can get half now and half in about 3 days, the other half in about 3 days. So it took me a while to get used to that. But I learned so much about the air wing. Again, a whole new respect for those guys, the pilots, the mechanics. They don't work 12-hour days. They work 18-hour days, and they're some amazing, amazing Marines. And then from there, I went back to the infantry, 3rd Marines. So again, once I picked up first sergeant, actually as a gunny, I left my MOS and never went back. And that's what kept me motivated, kept me going. All right, great question though. Thank you. All right. From Utley, some of y'all are Motor T. What happens when a Humvee gets blown up and a leg is left in the back? What do you do with the limb? Asking to see where my leg might have gone. Great question, Utley. That's tagged and bagged. Since you have such a positive attitude about it, it really does. It went somewhere, and I'm surprised they didn't let you know. Because if nothing else, you should at least got your boot from there. Vic, I went to construction engineering as an operator in 1245. Operated 1245. That's the MOS number? The culture shock of going from ground to air wing is real. I went from M4 with bells and whistles to M16 and a loaner RCO. I've told that story before, Collins. I won't bore everybody again, but the first time when I went back to the infantry, I got back to, no, even 3-3. When I went to 3-3, spending 18 months, 2 years at the air station, went to the armory to get my stuff because I got to 3-3 and we were deploying a couple weeks later. So I got all my stuff issued to me at once. All the Marines were getting their stuff out. And the armor handed me my M4, which I love the M4, but then he handed me something and then something else. It was a PEC 3 and an RCO. No idea. I knew one of them was sights and one of them was a laser. Didn't really know which was which though. And he said, can you pick up the RCO and read the serial number off? And I was at that dilemma, that point. The whole battalion was there. I'm the sergeant major. I know everything. So as I was reaching for one, I was just waiting for him to say, nope, that's not it, right? He wasn't doing it on purpose because who doesn't know what an RCO is? He said, grab the RCO. Can you read the serial number off for me, please? Sergeant Major. So I said, you know what? This is it. This is my defining moment to my new battalion standing right behind me. So I grabbed both. I looked around, found the first PFC. He said, come here, PFC. I don't know what these are. I've been out of the infantry for a while. I need you to help me out. I need the RCO and the serial number. And it was like the whole armory got quiet and was kind of watching like, holy crap. But I think it instead of me looking like an a-hole and flipping it over 19 times and the whole time I'm holding the PEC 3 and it's not the RC, didn't want to, that would have been even more embarrassing. I didn't try to fake nothing. I said, help me out, brother. So, and he got some street cred from, the Sergeant Major asked me and PFC showed the Sergeant Major, hurrah. And he knew exactly, all right, here, Sergeant Major. And then once we were done, once I read off all the serial numbers, I had all my new toys. right? I said, come over to the table with me. Show me how to attach them. Show me how to use them. Show me where the batteries go. Let's go. Give me a class. I want a 10-minute TMI on all this equipment I just got. Beautiful. Learn everything I need to know from a PFC era. Leading the way. All right. New toys. They were great, too. I loved all that stuff. Randall Knapp. There's rank versus order of precedence, authority. A new lieutenant outranks enlisted, but has very little authority, pay, housing, respect, privilege over a senior enlisted chief warrant officer 3. That is very interesting. And did Menachem come back on? Because he had a real good question. Does a second lieutenant salute a first lieutenant? Excuse me. Wait, let me read Collins. I'd much rather a sergeant major midi doesn't know something instead of one that fakes it until he makes it. I just couldn't see myself doing that, Collins. You know what I mean? Because I would end up embarrassing myself. Then they would have been talking trash behind my back. I would have lost all credibility when we went on our first patrol. Does the sergeant, is he looking through his laser or his NVG? He doesn't know. So no way was I going to go out like that. So Randall Knapp, I think you're probably answering somebody else's question, but Menachem had the question when that saluting short that I did. A couple of people had, and it's a short, so I didn't get a whole long, again, 60 seconds or less is what I keep the shorts at. Someone also mentioned that you salute, they worded it funny, but you salute any recipient of the Medal of Honor, and that is a fact. You do salute Medal of Honor recipients. So would a colonel salute Sergeant Dakota Meyer? Yes, the colonel should salute the Medal of Honor recipient no matter what rank they are. That's a fact. That was good. His other question was, would a second lieutenant salute a first lieutenant senior, an 01 to an 02? The answer is yes. Do they, though? Do lieutenants, butter bars, and a silver bar, do they salute? I doubt it. I highly doubt it because they're all still boys. That'd be like a PFC saluting a lance corporal or a private in a PFC. So they're kind of the same. Yes, the first lieutenant is senior. And a lot of times you see a first lieutenant as an XO of a company. So 100%, the second lieutenant should not only salute the first lieutenant, he should also be calling him sir or ma'am. 100% from 01 all the way to a lieutenant general is going to salute a general. And the lieutenant general is going to call the general sir. 01 through 010 all the way up. Warrant officers come in that fine place in between. The commissioned officer outranks the warrant officer. However, do you think you'd see a Chief Warrant Officer 5 infantry officer, a gunner, salute a second lieutenant or call him sir? You won't. But technically, that's the precedence. A commissioned officer is senior to a warrant officer. I doubt there's ever been any issues with it. I think everybody kind of knows their place. Again, if I missed a second lieutenant as a sergeant major, didn't call him sir during a conversation, I don't think he would try and chew my butt for it. It's just that mutual respect. All right. Palacios, Medal of Honor gets saluted by everyone first, no matter the rank. Amen. Lay Cookie, leaders don't need to know everything. They need to know how to lead and surround themselves by subject matter experts. I'm telling you, Lay Cookie, so many leaders get that wrong. They want to be the one. They think they have to be the one with all the answers. You don't. You didn't get to your position because you know everything. You got to your position in a high-ranking spot or billet or rank because of everyone else around you. A huge mistake. Again, I talk about my last organization too much, but this guy thought he was the smartest man in the room every time, and he by far was not. He got to where he did in the Marine Corps by everyone else around him. He took it all. It was I, me. He did it all, and he took that into the civilian community with them and completely failed. It doesn't happen that way. All right, so Chief Warrant Officer question. Let me hit that, and then I'll scroll. Randall says, does a Chief Warrant Officer 2 salute a Chief Warrant Officer 3? I've heard not usually unless it is a formality. The perfect way to say it, Randall. So technically, yes, a 2 would salute a 3 because he's senior. But do they do it? Chief warrant officers are a different breed. They do whatever the hell they want to, first of all. Warrant officers are awesome. But with a 2, salute a 3, with a 3, salute a 4, nope, they'd say, what's up, Bill? Not much, Brian. But if it was in a formation or a formality or a ceremony, yes, the junior would salute the senior. That's a good way to put it, unless it's used as formality. Big C, superiors can salute you without a cover. Not in the Marine Corps. They cannot and they won't. We kind of beat that dead horse last week, but Marines do not salute uncovered. Junior, senior, enlisted officer, Marines do not salute without a cover. All right. Utley, Medal of Honor is saluted by the President, the Commander, if the entire military. Yeah, Medal of Honor takes precedence. The Commander of the entire military. Yes. Right there. Everybody read Benani DeVito. Double tap, everyone. Where we at on likes? Carl, where's Carl? Give me an update, brother. Double tap. We got to hit that 100 before we sign off. We did hit it, and we typically do after we sign off. Randall Knapp says, all Chief Warrant Officers technically have a commission upon promotion to Chief Warrant Officer 2, not the same as a regular commission. It is a commission after you get your warrant as a 1, but you're right, it's not the same as a regular commission. Palacios, I want to rejoin the military. I want to try Marine Reserves, but I'm very weary of bad leadership, like I had in the Navy. If I had you, I'd rejoin in a second. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. But good leaders come and go, as do bad leaders. So take the chance. All right. All right, let me get caught up. Randall Knapp, gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Randall. Brother, what is our membership? Can you see how many members we have? Clover Hacker, Aztec Hulk, USMC Cece. What? You better text her right now. Get her on. She had a rough day today, yesterday and today. If she makes it on, we'll let her tell you about it. Well, that's just peachy. Got a free membership from Randall. McEldew received, all you, if any of you are on here right now, please thank Randall Knapp. Give him a shout out. He just got you a free membership. You get to join our pre-flight before the main show. Thank you, Randall. Eric Green, my son is in the air coming home. God bless, brother. We got Annie Benani back yesterday. Awesome. What are you guys talking about? Says Santioliva. Hang out for a little bit, Santioliva. Check us out. This is an amazing community of warriors. We're talking about all kinds of things right now. The military, Thanksgiving Day tomorrow. And I'm going to ask y'all at the end, be ready, or time-wise, what you are thankful for. Don't put it in yet. I'm going to give you a notice. I want to know what you're thankful for during this Thanksgiving. All right. Vic C, is a score for sharpshooter between 43 and 50. First of all, Vic C, you shouldn't want to know what sharpshooter is. You should want to know what expert is. You should want to know, your first question should be, what's the range high? Because I'm getting that baby. Always go for the highest. Carl Green. Boy, look at 5 more SFMF gift memberships. Thank you, Carl. Randy and Carl, on fire tonight. G-Man, Orange. I'm your Huckleberry, Infinite X Pro, and Weird Deplorable Veteran. If you're on here, any of you, please give a shout out to Carl Green for receiving that free gift membership. Thank you, Carl. McJunkin Crew has Poolee Mom, Miss Urabez. No. What's the possibility of Marines making my son as good as a leader as you are? 100%. They're not going to make him a leader like me. They're going to make him better than me. No doubt about it. Hunter Collins, look at you. All right. Shout out to my old CO who taught me comfort-based decisions will always lead to failure. Screenshot that, everyone, please. Comfort-based decisions are the death of an organization. A unit is even as small as a fire team leader and his or her fire team. Comfort-based decision is an example of one. Thank you, Collins, bro. That's right up there with complacency, and we know complacency kills. Comfort-based decision would be, it's raining tomorrow, no PT. That's an easy, simple way to put it. But do that in combat. No, we're not going to patrol today because the weather's bad. That's a comfort-based decision because you don't want to get cold and wet or hot and wet, whatever the situation is. Comfort-based decisions will always lead to failure. Brother, amen. I like it.
Hey, about that Marine Corps message this year in the rain.
Commandant's message, the birthday message for the Commandant. This year, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is about this year's, the balls that we've been to, the Commandant's message. This year, Commandant and Sergeant Major were doing their, and they always end it. They show a motivating video. The Marine Corps media is on point. Always when you're watching it, and just makes you want to re-enlist. And then their message at the end, they're in the front of the Iwo Jima in D.C., giving their speech that they rehearsed, and I'm sure they took, who knows how many takes it took to get it right, and they were on point. They really were. And it was raining, bro, and they just kept going. You saw the rain coming down. It was water's dripping off the sergeant major's ears. Just they could easily stop. No, we need better lighting. Wait till the rain stops. In the rain. That was not a comfort-based decision. That's what it's all about. Lay Cookie, member for 9 months. Get after it, brother. Doc Holiday, what's happening? Good to see you, brother. Cannon, USMC is here. Happy Turkey Day, Sergeant Major. Rah. Fresh lobster arrived today for the family gathering tomorrow. Stoner Bob. What's up, Doc? Doc, member for 10 months. Get after it, Doc. Doc's in the house. OG. What happened to our other Doc Holiday?
Doc scared him away.
Doc, did you scare? There can only be one.
Gotta say it like that.
There can only be one. One Doc. We lost the wannabe Doc Holiday. He was good too. He was a good dude. And if you hear other Doc Holiday, chime in, brother. We got you back. What's up, Jake? I meant to ask Jake a question earlier, actually. I don't remember what it was. Jake's an OG, young OG. Randy Knapp, please correct me. I don't think I can, Randy. You're always on point. Please correct me, as I have not heard this in a while, but something like a warrant officer is junior enlisted to fear, senior enlisted to envy, junior officers to hate, senior officers to respect. I've never heard it put that way, Randy, but I think that's pretty much on point. A warrant officer is for junior enlisted to fear. They don't know what a warrant officer is, first of all, junior enlisted. Senior enlisted to envy, because senior enlisted like, man, I should have went that route. More money, more responsibility. Junior officers to hate, because you can't mess with the warrant officer. The lieutenants and even a captain, nobody messes with the warrant officer. And senior officers to respect. The senior officers know, the colonels, like, check with the gunner, check with the chief warrant officer. He knows. She knows. She's been there and done that. They got mad experience as an enlisted and as an officer. So I think that's on point, Randall. I've never heard it put that way, specifically like that, but I think that's on point. That's good. I like that. Utley, I can hear his Bugs Bunny when I hear, what's up, Doc? And tell me, corpsmen in the Marine Corps, how many times have they heard that? What's up, Doc? Jake Awesome, that's what it was. I want to know what you were doing for Thanksgiving. We're going to go to my aunt's house for Thanksgiving, but she's sick, so we're going to have to do it Saturday. Pray for her. I hope she gets well soon. It's not a terrible time of year to get. It's never good to get sick. There's no good time to get sick, but during the holidays, even worse. So, Jake, send her our prayers, please, for a speedy recovery, and that's okay. Still do it Thanksgiving whenever it's best for everybody. Daniel, happy Wednesday, guys. Happy Wednesday and happy pre-Thanksgiving. John McJunkin, Young Marine Lasky says, 4 of our unit members and I are visiting the old veterans home, God bless, for Thanksgiving, and to say thank you for all of them, for all that they have given to our nation. Amen. God bless you guys. And I'm telling you, it's going to be an amazing visit. You're going to make their Thanksgiving. It's going to be the best Thanksgiving for them. Good on you. That's awesome. You're honored. It's an honor to be able to do that. 0331, the machine gun is here. Good evening, warriors. DB Campo, if you want your son high-level wrestling, send him 2-3 years, Dagestan, and forget. I don't know what that is. Fred Red, have you ever done cold weather training in Norway? I have not. Wanted to. It was in the hot. Bridgeport. Done all my cold weather training in Bridgeport. All right, man, good rapping. Yes, I got on a little run in my suck for the last hour. A little preemptive would help also. 2-5 ball. So we went to the 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines ball on the 24th. I think they should have done it on Tuesday the 25th. But they do have 2-5 day. Guess when that is? 2-5. The producer reminded me over 2-5, February 2nd, or February 5th, 2-5. 2-5 is an amazing organization. Yes, I was 2-5, so I can speak highly of them. The most highly decorated infantry battalion in the Marine Corps still today. Awesome. 2 deployments with them. Loved every bit of it. It was such an honor. My old company commander was the guest of honor Tuesday. Happened to run into him a couple weeks ago just on the street. He recognized me first. Stopped and talked about it. Next thing I know, he's like, hey, come to the 2-5 ball. Are you available? I clear our calendar. Of course, we would love to go to a 2-5 ball. It was very well done. Props to the first sergeant who put on, I'm sure the sergeant's major and all the 8999s do their ceremonial type stuff to it, and all balls. The ceremonial stuff, you hear me say this over and over, the ceremony is exactly the same from start to finish. The things that make you stand out in that order of the sequence of events, SOE. What makes you stand out in the SOE is the only thing that can be different is your sharpness, your attention to detail, the timing of it, the music. They had the band there. That's always a plus to have an actual band, so you're not hitting a button. You're waiting for the speaker, hoping that you got the music lined up right. Having a band is amazing. That just puts you up one step above everything else. Didn't do it this time, but I've seen the ball where when the adjutant reads General Lejeune's message. I've seen it before. This adjutant, female, she did it by memory. So she unrolled the scroll, rolled it back up, tucked it back under her arm, and said, and she walked around the room as she was saying it. No, that was over the top too. This one didn't, but the adjutant did do a very good job reading the scroll. I just so happened to be, just because it's such a young battalion, I happen to be the oldest Marine present. Where's Jared? On there.
He's getting old.
I was the oldest Marine present, again, by 3 months, though. I got to say, the next oldest Marine present was 3 months. August was his birthday. 3 months.
2 months.
August, June, July, August. Well, 2-3 months, whatever. Or even better. No, he's only 2 months younger than me. Anyhow, it was an honor, and I didn't mind at all. I loved being up there, loved being part of the ceremony. Getting the second piece of cake. First one goes to guest of honor, then the oldest Marine present. And I'm telling you, something hit me at that ball. Just being around the infantrymen, my old battalion, spilled the same blood and the same mud with none of them because it's a completely different organization now, but they're exactly the same. That camaraderie that we talk about was there. And a couple of people did recognize me from the channel. A couple of people knew me from other places throughout the Marine Corps. But that I handing the piece of cake, I'm telling you, just hit me, man. That tradition is huge, such a huge part of the birthday ball celebration. The old generation passing it on to the new generation. This was a young, motivated, Lance Corporal, who's a PFC, comm guy in an infantry battalion. That's not easy, right? You comm guys, because you become an infantryman. You don't get treated differently because you're not the MOS, you're not an infantryman. You just became a infantryman because you're doing everything the grunts are doing. All the training, you're going to 29 palms, you're carrying the same load and some because you got the radio and the extra battery and the extra gear, and you're a bigger target. So MOSs don't matter once you get to that infantry battalion. And then the commandant's message, the battalion commander, great intro to the guest of honor. Both their speeches were I'm telling you, it was just all around a great ball. The Marines cheering, when they talked about specific incidences, and even the guest of honor had film from our deployment to Iraq in 2005 to 5 Marines. Just a little 10-minute clip that I think Divids posted up somewhere. So just the atmosphere all the way around. It was an amazing ball. Here's a coin from the guest of honor. Let me show you this one. So he's active duty. The guest of honor is still active duty. My company commander. Right? How many years later? We're there 05, 06. It's almost 20 years later. No. And you can always count on an infantry battalion. Their gifts are pretty unique every time. Can you see the engraving on it? It's a flask. Infantry battalion. Leading the way. It was good. It was a very, very well done ball. The chaps impressed me so enough. I made it a point to go to his table and just tell him what a great, because it was from the heart, right? He blessed the food, blessed everyone, but he even told stories of the battalion, talked about individual Marines. I'm telling you, this was very, very well done. Honored to have been there. And again, saw some people that hadn't seen it in a very long time. Our gunner was there. The gunner was the one that was 2 months younger than me. So he really could have been the oldest Marine. Met a pretty awesome Master Chief there as well. I'm sure he was older, but he's not a Marine. So that's why I was. The only reason I was the oldest Marine present.
Mike said get used to it.
All right, vote. We got a new blank cornhole bowl. New cornhole boards, what should we put on it? Leading the way, still Eagle Globe and Anchor. Oh, it's complete, 95 votes. Thanks for voting. If you voted, we'll show you a picture once we're done. Machine Gunner says, that shirt is outstanding. I got to get one of them bad boys. Go to SFMF My Shopify. I haven't said it in so long, I forgot. Go to the details on our page, and you can click on SFMF-myshopify.com. Or no, myshopify.com. Go to the details. Check it out. This shirt is there. That's awesome, isn't it? Love this shirt. All right, Carl Green. We talked about that earlier, maybe with the members. 2 DC Guardsmen ambushed Quantico in lockdown. Does anybody know the update on them? They're both in critical condition last we heard. We're praying for them. God bless them. And not good. Baby Billy, liked and subscribed. God bless. Thank you, Baby Billy. Appreciate you. Awesome. Lily, excuse me, 7908. Beautiful flag behind you. Lay Cookie, you still here? ANC, write this down. ANCmetalworks.com. Mike Laycook, Marine, veteran, small veteran-owned business. That's just a fraction of what he does. There's another. We got to figure out a way to put this one on here. Special order, Semper Fi My Friend, round 1, Eagle Globe and Anchor on it. Truly amazing. Go to his website and check it out. If you mention SFMF when you order, 10% discount. You can get a flag just like that. Awesome. You're right. It is awesome. Thank you. Mad Dog Mattis, you talking about? Machine Gunner? All right. That was the 2-5 ball. I'm going to be talking about that one for a while. Next, this week has been crazy. Yesterday, Tuesday, we went to MCRD San Diego, graduation. They did it on a Tuesday because of Thanksgiving. Got my mixed feelings about that, but it's a good thing they did. 500 and something new Marines get to spend Thanksgiving at home on leave. Beautiful, perfectly set up. I would have had them spend Thanksgiving at the chow hall and in the pit, but good on them. It's good they get to spend Thanksgiving with their families. Another extremely well done graduation. I don't know what it was. It was 1st Battalion, Alpha Company. From start to finish, it was great. It really was. Again, the ceremony is exactly the same. You can go to 100 graduations from start to finish. It's going to be exactly the same. You cannot deviate from that. When they march on, when the colors come out, what music is played, 100%. Marines are fanatical about being Marines, so it's going to be the same. So the only difference that they can be is their snap and pop, their attention to detail, their crispness as they're marching. The speeches, relevant, rehearsed or not, solid, and it all was from start to finish. The battalion commander, awesome, welcome aboard, congratulations. Lieutenant Colonel, female Lieutenant Colonel, nailed it. Chaplain, nailed it. I'm telling you, from start to finish, the first sergeant, and I sought him out after, just say, great job, man. Company killed it. Alpha Company. And we knew one of the graduates, right? So it was also awesome to be there to surprise him. I think he knew some of us were coming. He didn't know we were all going to be there. His family was there. Brand new PFC, welcomed to the Corps. It was awesome to see his family there. And congratulations. If you're on tonight, let us know. Yeah, he did say yeah. PFC PFC Duran, killed it. And I felt like one of those parents when I recognized him right away. In fact, when his platoon was marching by, I said, "Get some, Torn," or Duran. I said Duran, his last name. I even saw him broke his bearing a little bit, but that let us know where he was. So we knew where he was for the rest of the time. But he lost weight, lean and mean. I'm telling you, those things, when you hear parents walk right by their son, I can't find my son anywhere. Mom, right here. Because it's that transformation that happens. I knew him before when he was in high school. Our kids go to church together. I've been to church with them. Different. And boot camp just, I'm telling you, it transforms you. And then seeing him, then I start going back. What the drill instructors do, man, just amazing. And the aura on MCRD. And again, we've been to a lot of graduations. I don't know if this one was different because we knew someone graduating this time, besides when USMC Cece graduated. It was just like it brought me back, right, to my Greenbelt days, and I was looking at the drone instructors. We talked to a couple of them, right, talked to the base sergeant major, awesome Marine. It was just one thing after the other from the time we got there. Let me back up. It took us, we went from the airport to the reviewing stand, which normally would take about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It took us an hour, right? Because one of the guests there was a senator or something.
I think it's honor grads, state senators.
Yeah, maybe the honor graduates, state senator. We didn't even see him, but they blocked traffic. That's a congested, tight area anyway. The airport, MCRD, they share a fence line, so it's downtown. It's just chaos anyway. Still should have taken 20 minutes. From airport to our seats, it took over an hour. They closed everything off. It was chaos. We even tried to go a couple secret routes that we knew wasn't happening. So besides that, it was probably one of the best graduations we've been to. It was start to finish. Even sought out the battalion commander. She happened to be sitting right in front of us. I told her I was impressed with her speech. She nailed it. Reviewing officer was a sergeant major. Of course, I like seeing that. Era. Band, nailed it. Color guard, nailed it. I'm telling you, from start to the what? And the weather was perfect. Man, couldn't beat that. We prepared to be bundled up. It's usually cold under the reviewing stand. and it's winter in San Diego, so it's usually like that crisp, biting wind. Wasn't happening. And the recruits graduated in Deltas, which was also just even a better sight. Every single one of them were in Deltas. Of course, the guides were all in blue dress. 3 Lance Corporals. We didn't understand that. And I probably could have asked somebody. There's typically only 1 Lance Corporal, and that's the company honor grad. But there was 3. I need to find out why that was. But it was awesome. Again, start to finish, you got to give it up to 1st Battalion. When I was a drill instructor, 1st Battalion was known for drill. 3rd Battalion, always thumping 3rd. They're always the most disciplined, the hardcore, the PT the best. 2nd was 2nd. I won't talk bad about 2nd Battalion, but we did at that time. But it was great. Again, got to hand it to everyone from the RTR commander, base commander, sergeants, major on down. That was odd being on a Tuesday, but it was very, very well done. And it kind of just like re-greened us. We're like, man. And then I was thinking, man, so I told you I do have a regret. Who? You gotta say it out loud. Re-greened me, which they always normally do. But just again, what the drill instructors go through. Oh no, I was saying that one of my regrets is, and they're not huge regrets, but I always wanted to do MSG duty. Right, one thing I didn't get to do, and then going back to the depot a 2nd time. And a lot of Marines do. Right, some even go a 3rd time as a sergeant, then they go back maybe as a gunny, staff sergeant or gunny, and then go back as a 1st sergeant or sergeant major. Always kind of wanted to. But looking around there, talking to a couple of the sergeants major down there, I was like, man, that would have been cool to come back here as a sergeant major where you can, again, directly affect the drill instructors who are directly affecting these young recruits, making them Marines. So that would have been kind of now I look back now, I was like, man, I wish I would have tried a little harder to do it. Guided along the way. I had mentors. Don't do it. You got so many deployments. Keep deploying. That's what you're good at. Do what you're already good at. I thought it would have been a pretty good battalion sergeant major. I think would have been ideal. Had a buddy that did it. He loved it. Right? Jimmy D, he loved it. It was good. All right. Good stuff. And really proud of Duran, Lance Corporal PFC Duran. Again, I knew him. He was an Army JROTC cadet, 4 years, and he swears by it. You can ask him again. I think they're traveling right now. He's probably traveling back home right now from Texas. And I think he will tell you, pretty sure that, yes, JROTC did help him be successful, succeed in boot camp. All right, Randy says, contract PFC with ROTC or recruiting bonus or honor recruit, medal recruits with time in service. How else? So that's how I know it too, Randy. You can only go there as a PFC. ROTC, it doesn't matter if you did 4 years of JROTC. You only get credit for 2 years, and that's one promotion to E2. The recruiter can give you bonus points if you recruit 2 kids or whatever it is, and they can contract PFCU. The honor grad, squad leaders, they all get meritorious PFC, 1 rank. And then the company honor man is the only one. Company honor graduate is the only one typically to get Lance Corporal. But there were 3. Time in service, funny you mentioned that because I had a recruit, Goldman, he was on here a while ago. He left boot camp. Time in service, time in grade, PFC. That's how long he was at recruit training. So when those kids didn't look that, I guess they wouldn't look old, but they had 3. There's 3 Lance Corporals. All right, very cool. Collins, have you ever seen the cursed image of service trousers with blood stripe? I have in ROTC. The Marines never had it though, right? But some JROTC units had it. The service trousers, the green trousers with the red blood stripe. Yes, I have seen that before. And it was crazy. Some JRTC units were doing it for a little while. Not anymore. All right. Hendo, see that Okinawa plate in the background? Respect. Okay, where we at? I want to ask 2 questions before we go out. First one is, I tried to talk about it last time, but I was running my mouth too much, never got to it. During a podcast, and we have a lot of people in the shoot for a podcast type, and I don't think we're not gonna do it live stream. We're gonna video it and then post them later, but straight up podcast style. That's why we kind of designed this room to do that. 2 cameras, a podcast style. Some questions I want to ask that we get the questions here a lot from John McJunkin's crew, but anyone considering joining the Marine Corps. And there's a host of questions you can ask, but the first 2 I always want to ask is, why did you enlist? The first one is why. Why did you enlist? Or why did you want to commission? So officer enlisted depend on who our guest is, so they can speak intelligently on what they did and why. So I'm going to throw that out there right now. Comment. I'm not going to be able to read them all, but what made you enlist? Most of you are enlisted here, but officers, please. Same. Not warrant officers, because you enlisted. So the first question I want to ask whoever the guest is what made you enlist? Of course, you know the next question is going to be why the Marine Corps. But first, let us all know why you enlisted. And then when we do have those podcasts, it's going to be a video. So still comment just so we can read it later, so we can help those young men and women make that decision. It helps, because I get the question all the time, why did you enlist?
Why can't it just be, why did you join?
Or just, why did you join? Sure. What? Because, and I wrote it like that in case there's an officer there. But you're right. Why did you join? Why did you join the military? And I want to separate those, because why you specifically joined the Marines is going to be a little bit different. So why did you join the military? Not a question, just want to say, I hope you and your family have a fantastic holiday. Thanks, Collins. Appreciate you, brother. So glad you're here.
Utley has a question.
Utley has a question. I was supposed to be PFC, that one?
Yes.
Utley says, I was supposed to be PFC after boot camp for getting 2 others to sign up. That's how I got it. My senior called my recruiter, and recruiter told him my cousin didn't join. Okay, so when I got home on leave, is there more? I found out he was 2 months into boot camp. Why did he say he didn't join? Dirty. First thing that comes to mind is that's wrong. You should have. I'm not a recruiter. I don't want to talk bad about recruiters, but it shouldn't have happened. Here's what happened to mine, and it relates. Same thing. I got 2 kids to join. One was my buddy. We ended up we were going to go on the buddy program. But the other one didn't go yet. My recruiter kept telling me, don't worry, as soon as he goes, I can give you the credit. As soon as he goes, I can give you the credit. Well, that guy changed his mind. My recruiter told me, hey, dude changed his mind. I was like, no, what the heck? He said, don't worry about it. I'm going to give you another one that's in boot camp now. I'm going to give you credit for him. So I got to believe, your recruiter could have moved some numbers around and made it happen. Sorry that happened to you. It shouldn't have. I'm not a recruiter, so I don't know those details, but yours is different. He's told you the kid didn't join, but he did join. Maybe he gave that credit to someone else. I don't know. It shouldn't happen that way at all. Look him up and ask him. Yeah. Anthony Reed. Not the Marine. No, the Marines are the same as the Air Force. That's a good one. That's a Thanksgiving Day joke. No, the Marines are not the same. Okay, good. Whew, I thought you were messing with me. Anthony Reed. Did someone say the Marines are like the Air Force? Randall, waiver. Hoping to become an officer. Okay, here's Randall's reason why. Waiver. Hoping to become an officer. Said he was misled, but graduated Lance Corporal. Great guy, mature.
That's the second half of
Oh, made sergeant in about 2 years. That's awesome if you made sergeant in 2 years. Can't do that anymore. Anthony Reed, absolutely right. Air Force is more job oriented. It's an industry. It's an organization. It's managerial type stuff. Air Force, 100%. One team. I talk bad about them all day, but we couldn't do it without them. One team. One team. Go fight, fly, fight, win is the Air Force. And we need them. But it's completely different. Different mission, different mindset. But we need them. McJunkin wanted to train and serve with the best. Chose a corps. Unfortunately, they wished I had chosen another branch, preferably from another country. We're glad you joined the United States Marine Corps, John McJunkin, you and your turf toe. We couldn't have done it without you. Machine gunner, I depped in and my bro ended up punking out. So I thought my buddy did too. We joined on the buddy program and he didn't go. When I did for family reasons, it was legit why he didn't. The best part was, though, I saw him about 6 weeks later in boot camp. And we're in chow hall, and he called me by my first name, which you don't hear down there. And I was freaking out. I looked around. Did somebody just say? And it was him. First phase recruit, shaved, bald head, sweatshirt on. They didn't even have camis yet. They were in cami bottoms, tennis shoes, go fasters, and he was a mess. And of course, like a good recruiter, I said, "Shut your mouth! You don't talk to me." You can't talk in the chow. Back then, chow was chaos. But we did give each other a little fist bump. We were passing each other in line. Happy to see me, boy. He was happy to see me. But he did go. He couldn't go. 0331. There was plenty more where that came from. The big green weenie got you. Man, I got you, Anthony Reed. Again, I thought you were messing with me, but typos. Fat fingered it. I do it all the time. Air Force has girls. Air Force are girls. Just kidding. All right. My dream job is being an Air Force pilot. What's some advice you can give me? I'm 11. You got plenty of time, brother, but good looking out. The Marines have pilots also. If you grow up to be a bad mamma jamma, you can be a Marine pilot. The buddy program no longer matters after day one. Is that true? Really, Randall? I didn't know that. Remember, for a while they were going. Not only did they have the buddy program at boot camp, where you go to the same platoon no matter what. Then they made it even further. You go to MCT or SOI together. Then they made it their first duty station. You spend your whole first enlistment with the same buddy. They don't do that anymore. That's crazy. I wonder why. Beanbag shotgun. Jesus Christ loves you and wants a relationship with you. Thank you for your service. Welcome home. Amen. Bean bag shotgun. Amen. And that's a fact. Jesus does love you. Uh-oh. Look at Michael Smithers. First of all, I didn't NJP you. You got yourself NJP'd. Let's get that straight. Teachers don't give students Fs. The students earn the F. So let's just clear the air. Dude, I think you NJP'd me. For real? What unit? And tell us a little bit about it. I'll see if I remember. And all I really did was the paperwork. That's the admin side of being a first sergeant or sergeant major. Man, what'd you do? I know I went easy on you, unless you did something really stupid. Let's hear about it. That's funny. Well, not funny. It's not fun. Can it be funny now? It had to be a long time ago. Did you recover from it? Did you learn from it? I'm interested. Touche. What was it? Tell me if you don't mind sharing. It'd be a good story for everyone. McJunkin says, I kept wondering if anyone would ever recognize my combat experience where I ended up fending off several angry cocktail servers at the bar just around MCRD, saying, plenty of combat down there. Oh, I got you, Randall. Man, you scared me. So they do still do the buddy program. What Randall meant was you're focused on training. Everyone is your brother. My buddy never even went to my platoon. 1986. Maybe maybe it's different now. I think it is. Again, the last I heard, and it's been a while, but I think that you can do your whole first enlistment with your buddy. Had a couple of Marines. Like, I don't even remember what units, but yeah, we went to boot camp, we went to MCT, SOI, now we're in the infantry, same platoon. And I remember specifically because they did come together since boot camp, and they specifically asked to be in different platoons. They're like, we love each other, but we had enough. Can we go to different platoons? But you're right. Yeah, buddy program or not, once you get to boot camp, you just inherited 89 buddies. And then it just grows from there. I got you. I always tell Marines from Joel, I always tell ex-Marines that I worked with the federal prison system, why are you so fat if your commandant could see you now? And we call them former Marines, Joel, unless they get kicked out. Michael Smithers says, yes, it is funny, and yes, I learned. Awesome. No, not yet. Lay cookie. The king of NJP doesn't even blame the sergeant major for my stupid actions. Lay cookie is the king of NJPs. So Lay cookie came and visited us a couple years ago. A few years ago, and of course, we go on base. We were on Camp Pendleton, toured around, stayed. Yeah, Robles. Boys, buddies from way back. Boot camp, Lance Corporals together, wreaking havoc everywhere in Okinawa, then Camp Pendleton. The OGs. So we met up again about 3-4 years ago, right? Before COVID, so 5-6 years ago. Anyway, the king of NJPs, we were looking at all the, they got all the I Love Me stuff, the memorabilia, Eagle Globe and Anchors, T-shirts at the exchange. They got a whole section, and it's normally guys that are out that buy all that stuff. Active duty buy a little bit. As active duty, I didn't wear all the Marine stuff. But as soon as you get out, boy, you want to support that stuff everywhere. Family members love it. So we're looking for stuff to get. Looking at mugs, the sergeant major mug, right, and the corporal mug. When you earn that rank, you want to get something that read the sticker. We found a mug. I wish I had one here. We found a mug with just an Eagle Globe and Anchor, and on the other side was blank. That was for Lay Cook. Came in a private, left a private. Remember that, Lay Cookie? He said it, right? He said, I found my mug. And he knows. Corps didn't do that to him. Corps didn't do that to you, Smithers. I didn't do that to you. Funny.
Hey, Top G's here.
Who is? Top G. What's up, Top G? Thanks for the pics at the USO. It was awesome to meet you in person. Top G. So here's when we met.
This weekend was busy.
Yeah, this weekend was busy. Another great story. Was it Sundays?
Yesterday,
Oh, no. When we met him it was yesterday.
when we picked up Annie.
When we picked up Annie. What's up, Top G? Thanks for coming on tonight. And that was great taking a pic with you. So here, everyone else. So we saw Top G was on our channel, and he's been on before, but we had some interaction. Must have been Sunday, right? And I was thinking, Top G, being a Marine, a senior staff NCO, I thought he was a old master sergeant or something, because he top P.
He asked about the TSP.
Yeah, and he asked about the TSP. Anyhow, so remember, I told him straight up, I don't know enough about it to talk about it, but so we're in the USO yesterday waiting for Annie Benani to fly in, and Top G comes up. He's like, hey, I recognize you. I can't believe I see you. We shook hands, took a couple photos. He said, I'm Top G. It's like, man, we were just talking to him. He said, remember I asked about the TSP. It's like, holy cow, man, it was a small world, small Corps. So thanks, Top G. And I asked you what Top G meant, but I think I was probably running my mouth. I didn't remember what you said. But good to see you. Gave him some stickers, took some photos. And I'm trying to, again, if you ever see me on the street, please say something so we can get some photos. One show, I'm going to show nothing but photos. Boom, back to back. All the SFMF-ers that we see on the street. And we're starting to get a little stack of photos now, so it's going to be very cool once we do. I'll try to match up names with pictures, and I do. I really try to send myself a text if the producer's not with me. So very cool. Top G, good to see you on here. Thanks, buddy. And get after it. They're getting ready to go to MCT, right? We got to the USO, and there was
Ask him if he has Thanksgiving plans. Do they get time off?
they oh yeah, Top G, if you're still here, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? We put it out there, not as aggressively. We put it out there to have some Marines come to the house. So do you have plans for Thanksgiving? And again, for everyone else, they were at the USO. They all met there at the USO. Everyone graduated boot camp 10 days prior to meet at the USO. Then they go get sent off to MCT and SOI. So that morning, the lady said there's going to be about 400 Marines here. Like, are you guys staying long? You know, you old retired people. And we weren't, but we waited there long enough for Andy Benani to join us, and we took off. So, Top G, what are you doing for tomorrow, Thanksgiving?
Do they have a buddy want to come over?
Let's see what he's doing first. Maybe they have plans. Smithers, were you a drill instructor? Yes, I was. Sometimes I think I still am. No, sometimes I wish I still was, especially after yesterday being at that graduation. That was motivating. I don't know much about this new branch, U.S. Space Force. Another Marine that saw me yesterday. He was a Marine from way back. He got out and he's transitioning over right now to the Space Force. Dang it. I'm telling you, it was on our way out leaving MCRD. So we didn't stop, take a photo and exchange numbers or anything. But if you're on here, let us know, because that's what I told him. I was excited. Space Force. We finally got a Space Force guy going to the channel. We're going to be live. Are you here? Space Force. God dang it. I can't remember your name right now. Anthony Reed was asking about Space Force. We all want to know. We want a Space Force guardian. They're called guardians. We want a guardian. So if you know one, get him or her on the channel. All right, E4 Mafia, we up. Sham for life. Trump's ear bandage. URAH. E4 Mafia is real. Hunter Collins, you staying in Cali? I'd love to know if we got a shot of meeting the man himself. So we're all over the place, Collins. You got to kind of keep up. We don't even know where we're going to be next week. For a little while. We will be here for a few though. This hopefully. Again, Lake Cookie, once the dust settles, we'll be able to settle. But we're going to be in California for a couple years, maybe.
Years.
Oh, maybe not. Months, at least. I don't know. Randall Knapp says, I tried moving out from the Marines initially. Tried moving on from the Marines initially, but it was like denying my own belly button. I simply felt that others had done so much more. This is common thinking, but always know you are a Marine. Till the day we die, and then in heaven, still Marines. So what we're trying to do, Smithers, is we do, I'm telling you, we want to find a location, place somewhere we can live stream or video. And again, once everything settles, probably after the holidays, and I'll meet up. Put it out there right here live, put it on our community page, and meet. Man, I would love to meet every single one of you on here. This is I'm telling you, truly amazing. And being recognized, we have, our community's pretty big. But California is even bigger. Near bases is even bigger. So when I do run across someone say, I know you from somewhere. Now I know what to say. Do you watch YouTube? Maybe have you heard of SFMF? They're like, yep, that's it. That's it. So yes, Staff Sergeant. What was the Staff Sergeant's name? The drill instructor? Brady. He described my show to me, a great part of the show. And he's like, yeah, I love watching you, a drill instructor, Staff Sergeant. His company wasn't graduating, so he was working the crowd. That's kind of how they do it. If you're not graduating, they get some hats to work the crowd so the graduating drill instructors can focus. And they're working. But he said, I love watching the channel because it gives me reminders. He's a staff sergeant, been in a while. He's a drill instructor. He knows 90% of the stuff we talk about. But he's like, it's great reminders, man. Sometimes you just kind of forget because you're looking at the next promotion, next duty station. You have blinders on. You're just working towards tomorrow or the future, or you got your short-term goals, your long-term goals. He said, man, your channel is just like reminders, just the era. So that was good. That's what we talk about too, right? So it's not only good for the men and women thinking about joining, it's good for active duty, and it's good for retirees and prior service. What's going on today? All right. Smithers, how does it work? I've been out for 15 years now. Wow, would love to show my wife and kids where I was stationed at Camp Pendleton. Would they allow me and family on base? Smithers, so if you have to have a what's the medical card? Somebody help me out. Your the ID card you get for medical. What's that called? Yeah, I don't know what it is, but if you're not retired, you won't have a retiree ID card, but you do have limited base access for. You got to get it through the VA, right? So if you do any of your appointments at the VA, if you're using the VA at all, if not, you should be. So this goes along with your disability. So if you haven't claimed for disability, a whole bunch of stuff we could talk about, but you do get a veteran's ID card. It's not the same as retiree or active duty, of course, but it gives you limited access. It gives you access to base. You can't, I don't think, maybe not the commissary, or I don't know what the limitations are, but it does give you access to base. VA card trumps your band assist. So it's a VA card. It goes along with your medicals, because your medical, if you're seeing the VA, you're near a big base, you could be going on base for your medical appointments. So you have one. That will get you on base. Your VA card gets you on base. So, and you sponsor your family members, right? Service-connected disability card. I have one. Joel. Right? All good. Right? We're all on the same page. That's true. Yeah. So your VA card gets you access to base, because your primary care doctor could be on base. So that's the reason. And why wouldn't a veteran, whether you did 4 years or 19 years, why wouldn't you be allowed on base? And that's like 10 years ago. I think they added that in. I'm not sure when. I think it was after I retired. But it is service-connected disability ID card. Get after it. I have a VA card with full base access from Randall. Just go to the VA. My rating gives me access and LE2 for commissary, not medical for her. There you go. See what I'm talking about? This is what this community is all about. You guys are amazing. Utley said it. So I saw something the other day. I was talking about what he says when someone says, thank you for your service. He responds, thank you for being someone worthy of serving. Wow, that's good. And producer, help me out. What I've been saying now too, this is a good one too. Thank you for your support. I always feel a little weird because I want to say it back to them. And it depends on the situation. If I have time, I'll thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Did you serve? But I think I don't want to come at somebody if they didn't. No disrespect intended if you did not, but I would like to say it back if you did. That's good. Thank you for being someone worthy of support, serving. That's awesome. Utley, I like that. That's cool. Smithers, right? Randy's all over it. I'm telling you, Randall is the man. John McJunkin. Do you know that I saved the lives of all my drill instructors? I believe it. I did. Finally graduated, which kept them from taking their own lives, thinking I'd never make it. As funny as that is, and McJunkin's joking, he was a beast, I'm sure, in boot camp as well. Those stress you out too. Yes, drill instructors do get stressed out. You got one job, and to turn this thing into a basically trained United States Marine. And some of them are very, very challenging. Some just make you pull your hair out. Gone. It's gone because of that. And you do, it does keep you up at night. Man, what can I do to get through to this guy? How can I? He wants it, but he just can't shoot. He wants it, but he just can't swim, right? He's just not getting it. He's got 2 left feet. What can I do? So I'm telling you, drill instructors work overtime on 100% of them. The studs, the athletes, they're good. You're just making them better leaders, right? The guy in squad leaders kind of fire and forget after a little while. But those ones who just aren't getting it, man, you got one job, man. That's what you're doing down there. So to have a drop or have someone fail boot camp, got to take some responsibility, take some ownership. Why couldn't I train that one? What could I have done different to get through to him? Right, so that eats at a drill instructor's mind as well. You want to graduate 100%. I've seen it while I was down there. It happened one time. Staff Sergeant Senior, good dude. He was a cook, by the way. He graduated 100% of who he picked up. Never been done. I'm telling you, it was a big deal. CG came out, gave him a coin. Congratulations. Probably got a NAM, something. I don't know what he got, but it was huge because it just doesn't happen. Too many variables, right? Medical drops. You can't stop those. Some other administrative drops. You can't help those. But the swim, rifle, and it's 3 ways. Swim, qual, rifle, and the PFT. You fail any one of those, you ain't graduating. You get dropped back, you may graduate later, but you lose that as a drill instructor. So it's, man, what could I do? And you know what they told the staff sergeant once you graduated 100%? They said, congratulations. And they looked at everybody else and said, why can't you do that? Do it again. All right. Aiden Herber, or Aber. I joined the Navy on a SEAL contract and was told my medical waiver was good to go by my recruiter. Then I was medically disqualified before even going to BUDS. How do I transfer to the Marine Corps? We would love to have you. See your recruiter. See your local recruiter. Depends on what so you made it through the Navy, but you were disqualified before going to BUDS. So again, MEPS is the final decision. What was the medical disqualification? If you made it through the Navy, I don't think it'll disqualify you for just Marine Corps boot camp, but you got to start over, right? See the recruiter, say you want to join the Marines. He'll see all this, that you joined the Navy, you got disqualified at BUD, so don't try to hide anything. But if MEPS gave you the blessing for Navy boot camp, then I'm almost positive you'll get into the Marine boot camp. So see your recruiter ASAP, get after it while you're still ERA. All right. Keep after it, Bob. Still inviting folks to our restaurant. Well, gents, I got some things to do around the house. Semper Fi, brothers and sisters, stay motivated. God bless. Utley, happy Thanksgiving. Brother, thanks for being here. Thanks for your motivation. Enjoy the rest of your night. Get them chores done so you can eat, sleep all day tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving, brother, you and your family. Randall Knapp says, the VA card is also a star card for flights and federal buildings. All right. I have other ID, but I choose this one. Doc Holiday. Alpha Company graduation was today here at MCRD. Doc, it was yesterday and we were there. Man, why didn't we tell Doc we were going? So our managing producer, what's on the agenda for tomorrow? Doc, the graduation was yesterday. We went. I talked about it earlier. One of the best graduations we've witnessed. Hands down, from drill to speeches, to the band, everything, 100%. It really was one of the best. And our plans for tomorrow, I'm getting up early, I'm going to the gym, treadmill, sauna. I'm going to try and lose a couple pounds tomorrow so I can triple it, gaining it back throughout the day. Eat and sleep. Do I have to cook anything tomorrow? Am I charging anything?
Yeah, turkey.
She said no.
What?
So I'm going to sit around and eat, take a nap, eat some more, playing some cornhole. All right, we got new cornhole boards, clear ones, so we can decorate them, right? The vote is Eagle Open Anchor, so there'll be an Eagle Open Anchor somewhere on there, and there might be some SFMF stickers somewhere on there. Hey, Bear, good luck, brother. I hope it works out. 15 to LZ. Thanks, Carl. Man, have I been rambling again? I can get that look. Collins, God bless you, brother. Doc, what the heck? I seen it on the website. It was yesterday, Doc. We went. We picked up Annie Banana from the airport, flew from the airport to MCRD. You know, that's a 10-minute drive. It took us an hour. They closed all the roads down. It took us an hour to get on MCRD from the airport. Some senator was there. Somebody. We didn't even see him. We didn't even know for sure. They mentioned him. The battalion commander mentioned him in her speech, but we didn't see him. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a test. But it was good. It was a great, and we knew a graduate, right? We talked about him earlier, PFC. Philip Blaze. How much schooling would I need to become a Marine pilot? I don't know how long their school is. I'm sure it's quite intensive, a year probably, 12 months, 18 months. I'm not sure. Anybody know? Any pilots here? But yeah, I would check with your OSO, Officer Selection Officer. They don't hang out at the recruiter station, but go see your local recruiter and tell him or her, I'd like to speak to the OSO. I want to be a Marine pilot. And they'll point you in the right direction. Good on you. I know how, I'm guessing schools, at least you got OCS, TBS. That's 9 months. That's a year, right? And then I'm sure pilot training is probably another 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, a year. Well, go for it. McJunkin, at 17 years old in 81, I was so motivated to be a Marine. Sadly, my drill instructors all suffered from hysterical fits of madness. Funny, I think they all get that right after you arrived. Hope and pray that they one day recover. F. Hike, God bless America. It's that simple. Enough said. Right? Look at Doc. Get on her, Doc. I can't tell her that. I can't say that to her, but you can. Mason. I remember when I was young, I wanted to join the Army. Bad mistake. We love our soldiers. We love our Army dogs. But yes, I thank God every day I joined the Marine Corps. You'll get in where you fit in. I like that, Bob. What are the keys to a disciplined life? Self-discipline. Hike. Self-discipline first. How bad do you want it? Right? Those phrases, those catchphrases, you got to actually live them. You got to not only say them, general orders, leadership traits, leadership principles, not only memorize them and say them, but you actually got to do them. Self-discipline is where it's at, though. What are the keys to a disciplined life? Follow those rules. Make short-term goals, make long-term goals. I mean, there's many. Just look up leadership traits. Don't even put Marine Corps leadership traits. Just put leadership traits. And then they'll give you some. They will define them. And then go Marine Corps leadership traits. Very, very similar. Like verbatim. The key word, but the definition of them is a lot different. With all due respect, I heard on the radio today that when someone says, when they start a sentence with all due respect, they're getting ready to disrespect you. Work schedule is crazy. Raytheon does not stop. Raytheon does not stop. We knew my old CO worked Raytheon. He had a weird schedule. I never knew when he was working because he was always working. He was in the packaging part of it. Doc Holiday, you've been MIA a little lately, and it's been back-to-back things happening. Oh, she did apologize. Old military style. That's it. Hike. Stoner Bob, nailed it. If you don't write down your goals, you don't meet it. If you don't write them down, you don't meet it. And make them obtainable goals. I did learn that a long time. I don't even remember what school I was in, but it was one of the many military Marine Corps schools that I went to. And the key is to make them obtainable goals. So they could even seem kind of minuscule, right? My goal is to do 10 pull-ups by the time I'm a lance corporal. It's easy, but it's also obtainable. So when you do reach it, you're like, oh, okay, check. Now my goal by next year, this time next year, I'm going to be doing 20 pull-ups. A little harder, but it gets you motivated because you bumped yourself up a little bit, boosted the confidence in bearing. Now you got confidence in bearing. You made a goal and you met it. Now make the next one a little bit harder. Meet that one, boom. Sky's the limit. I like that, though. It's a good point. All right. Mason, our Army dog. I have a buddy that was in the Marines. Me and him still make fun of our branch to this day. Of course. Again, that'll never go away, and it better not. It shouldn't, as long as it's still with all due respect. You got to start it with that, with all due respect. And then you make your jokes, and then it's necessary, right? It's that service rivalry, that inner service rivalry. Roger Sawyer, Marine Corps discipline was injured at work. Marine Corps discipline was injured at work, both legs broken. I had to work my butt off to get out in the wheelchair. Whatever it takes, that's discipline, right? Those again, back to PT, any kind of physical training, freezing cold outside. You make excuses for what you want to do in life. You know you should go. You know you need to. It's on the schedule. It's a goal, and you go anyway. That's discipline. All right, good night, Gunnery Sergeant, also from Colombia. God bless. God bless Anthony Reed era. Trump's ear bandage. Come on, that's an easy one. Everyone's favorite crayon color is red. Hurrah. We all mess with each other. Voodoo. 100%. Service rivalries, that's a given. Inner service rivalries. East Coast, West Coast. San Diego, Paris Island. That'll never go away. Infantry and everybody else, but specifically the air wingers, pogues, firefighters, right? If either you're on the flight line or in the tower, they fight. I'm telling you, it's all for the love of the Corps. Yeah, all due respect means I ain't going to do no respect. Doc Holly, I took that with all due respect from Ricky Bobby, shake and bake. Shake and bake. Man, machine gunner. I had the worst shin splints, but I wasn't a light duty king. That was rough. I had shin splints once, and the Marines judge other Marines. 100%. You see any Marine in crutches, an arm sling, a cast, a back brace, no matter how legit that injury is, you make judgment. We do. That's what Marines do. If you ain't 100%, something's wrong with you. Light duty commando. As wrong as it is, because there are legitimate injuries that you just can't do anything about. Just had surgery, back surgery. We had a Marine with back surgery right before deployment. He injured it, and I think I've told this story before. We were fast roping, boom, fast roping. The big fat rope out of the hellhole of a 53, slide down, burn the heck out of your hands, slide down, boom, slide down, boom, slide down, boom. He was sliding down. He was the M60 gunner. Tells you how long ago that was. So he had the 60 on his back and the spare barrel bag. And just for whatever reason, at that time where he was going down, the helicopter did a turbulence or something. He dipped and came back up. So that the rope buckled, this Marine hit, boom, straight on his pack and his rifle and the A-bag, boom, snapped his back. Now he wasn't going on deployment. Best machine gunner we had. And he wasn't having it. Man, he was upset. This is 5th Marines. He couldn't take it. So fast forward a couple months, we're getting on the bus to deploy to Iraq. doing our head counts. You know, you leave at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. It's dark out. We're doing head counts. We keep coming up with one too many. So much. I mean, we got everybody off the buses. The count wasn't right. I was the first one. I said, nope, we ain't leaving. Get the count right. Get the count right. Worst thing you could do is try to get the count on the way, or you leave somebody, you get somebody you shouldn't have. Sure enough, it was that Marine with the back brace on. Hit it underneath his shirt and his blouse and his pack, and it's dark. It's late, early in the morning. One hit, it was him, man. That's the URAH. That's the motivation. That's the type of men, fighters, infantrymen that we want in the Marine Corps. This dude was psycho, broken back with the back brace on. He snuck onto the bus to go to deployment with us. Man, tell me that wasn't the hardest thing to tell him he can't go. Come on, his buddy. It was our second deployment. He just deployed with all of his boys, couldn't go. Horrible. Good Marine. Hard chargers. Tell you, it's amazing. McJunkin, one thing I've never done, make fun of other Marines or service members or their families or branches sometimes, but we all rely on each other. So as the saying goes, always tread lightly there. And it's all in jest. I use that right? It's all in jest. It's all for fun. We know we're one team. And you realize it more when you're a young Marine. It's kind of beating your head. You guys suck. We're the best. But as you mature, you realize we can't do this alone, right? As many 250 years we've been winning battles. Never have we done it just on our own. So it's one team. That's why we have the fiercest fighting force in the world. All right. Jeremy, as a veteran, is it right to have guardsmen in D.C.? Doesn't matter your political opinion on it. 2 have just been shot, and we're praying for them 100%. Hope they both come out. He said, is it, as a veteran, is it right to have guardsmen in D.C.? Right? Is it right? That's not up to us, but they're there, and we want them to be safe. Carl Green, LZ in sight, prepare to disembark for Turkey. I'll tell you about this. I'm going to bed early. I'm not eating again until tomorrow. We plan on eating at 1400 tomorrow. 1400. Kitchen already smells good. Cece number 5 has been baking. Fresh cranberries. She made cranberries from scratch. She made apple pie from scratch. The dough, everything. She made it all, right? Slicing apple. You don't want to be here. What happened to Top G? Did Top G take off? He never said what he's doing tomorrow. Doc Holliday. Army needs a plan. Navy needs a map. Air Force needs a hotel. Space Force needs a telescope. But a Marine, just point and say go. Couldn't be more true. I need to find that story about all the generals were in the Commander-in-Chief's office, and he's asking a question. All right, we got a conflict. Air Force, how long would it take you to get there? Ask all the services. 2 months, this many Air Force members, the Army, we can do it in 1 month, and we'll have a battalion of soldiers. Marine said, we'll be there tomorrow with everything we need. We'll sustain ourselves for 2 months. We'll take care of things. And in fact, first to fight is for a reason. First to fight. 1400, right, Randall? Because we're getting a little older, to eat, take a nap, right? Watch some football, take a nap, wake up again, do it all over. Second dinner. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't say the best fighting force. Do we really have to lie about that? Tiffany, that's funny. That's cute. But yes, 100% best fighting force. Pray for our family of Marines. Amen, Bob. Doc, where's Kimi Cocoa Puffs? She has a bye tonight. She's at work. I'll let her know you're checking in on her, but she's at work. WW. So, the Marines cannot wait for the Army to get there so that you can get some of the good Army chow, right? When the Army comes, they're bringing chow halls, Poolees, Starbucks, Popeyes, McDonald's, right? And all the other stores that come with it. Facts. Again, that's not a dig. when the Army comes, they bring a city with them, and it is wonderful. 0331, I still do everything in an organized Marine Corps manner, from trip to doggone Costco to conducting maintenance checks on a POVs to field day, my property. Brother, I still put my left sock on first, my left shoe on first, my left slipper on first. I put my trousers on, left leg first. Can't do it any other way. When I take off to start walking, stepping left first. When I'm coming up the stairs, I make sure my left foot strikes first. I don't play. I can't get rid of it. Oh, all right. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Thanks, Stoner Bob, for getting me right back on track. Good night, everyone. Carl Green. God bless every single one of y'all. I hope you have the most amazing Thanksgiving dinner, family, friends. Stay aggressive, stay motivated, stay safe. God bless you. We love you. Happy Thanksgiving. And Semper Fi, my friends. URAH.